What's up, guys? Welcome to another client testimonial. In this video, we have our awesome coach Henry interviewing one of his clients, Darius. Darius just crushed our 6-month level 1 program and is moving on to our 12-month level 2 program. In his level 1 program, he lost over 40 pounds. He's transformed himself from the inside out, and his sights are set on some pretty exciting targets. And so Henry's going to ask him some questions just to help you guys understand what his experience was like, what his wins were like, what the overall process looks like. And if you feel like you're in Darius's shoes when he first started, which was overweight and not really having much of a system or much momentum as far as your health and fitness is concerned, feel free to message me on Instagram or book a call. The link will be posted below if you want to apply for your level 1 program and to start your health and fitness journey. But without further ado, enjoy the interview. I'll see you in the next one.
Okay, so what made you reach out to Elite Self Coaching in the first place?
So I follow Zach on Instagram. I think I followed him for a little while. When I decided that I wanted to start taking my fitness goals more seriously, I wanted to give myself time to do that alone. So that's why I did the whole 45 days at 5 a.m. thing. Once I did that, I knew that it was time to bring in a professional or another company. And so based on his social media presence and who I perceived him to be, I reached out to him, and then he set me up to you.
Where were you at with your fitness before you started?
I was definitely overweight, but I wanted to get the weight off. I wanted to make sure that I was ready to do the work that it took to be successful in a program. And so I was definitely overweight, but weaker, way weaker, a lot less confident in the gym. There'd be times I'd go to the gym, wouldn't want to get out of the car, drive back home and come back. So definitely way less confident than I am now.
What were some of the things you were struggling with before you started coaching?
Consistency was a huge one, and specific with working out. I'd gone on YouTube and I found like YouTube workouts or this workout, or I'd worked out with friends and they had this suggestion, but I didn't really know which specific workouts or exercise types I should be doing to achieve the results that I wanted. And so I would say those were the biggest things. It was just consistency and accountability, but also what to do when you go in the gym and how each exercise kind of pushes you forward to the goal that you're trying to achieve. Those would be the biggest things.
What goals did you have when we started, and have they changed since?
When I started, my goal was just to get healthier. My goal was to lose weight, to feel more confident in the gym. And I don't think those core goals have changed, but as I have worked the program, as I've been, held accountable by you, I think my goals have become more specific. And so that's also a huge change, but I don't think at the core of what I wanted to do, that's changed. It's just sort of evolved.
So what results have you seen since we started working together?
So when I started, I was 320 pounds. I've lost 40 pounds, give or take, with this program. And that's obviously, you've got the physical component of that, but the mental component of just how you show up in the world, how that kind of consistency in the gym and keeping that promise to yourself helps you to do the same in relationships that you have. And that all kind of plays into it. And then even how you show up in the world from a presentation standpoint, right? Taking more seriously the clothes you wear, the way you move, all of those things kind of play into it. So the transformation was physical, but it was also mental, and that kind of snowballed into a ton of different ways, a ton of different things overall that I feel like this program has really given me.
So what are you most proud of so far?
I think the thing that I'm most proud of so far is that I didn't give up. There have been times where I've been less motivated or disciplined than I should have been, but I didn't give up. I stuck with it. There have been a lot of times that I've tried to, lose weight, or I've said I'm going to do this, or I said I'm going to do that, and I just drop it. But this is one thing that I can say I've stuck with, and I'm kind of seeing the benefits of that. So I'm really just proud that I've been able to be consistent. And like I said, there's room for growth and even more of the kids call locking in these days. But I'm really proud of that.
Perfect. Yeah, you should be 100%. How do you feel now versus when you started?
I feel clearer. I feel healthier. I feel happier. I know that there's work to be done, but I don't feel like the task is insurmountable. Like I don't feel like it's a impossible task because I've seen the proof, right? You know, when you do the things, you kind of get the results. There's no way around it. So when you see the proof, you know it works. So I feel like this is something that is going to take time, but ultimately is possible.
What's been different about this coaching experience compared to other stuff you've tried?
So I've tried a lot of different plans, and by plans I mean they just give you a plan and they leave you to do it. This is way more customized. It's way more personal, which I think I need, or anyone who wants that kind of accountability needs. I've gotten, plans from people that were supposed to give that personal sort of touch, but then you never hear from them again, or they charge you for the plan, and again you never hear from them, or you never get the plan. There's just a ton of scams out there in the fitness community. But I will say the thing that is different with you guys is just that it's personal. You really feel like anybody at the company, and then even beyond that, anybody who's actually in the program, you feel like everyone's kind of rooting for your success. So I think that's what sets you guys apart.
Awesome. That's good to know. I agree as well. I've been in that position before where you get handed a plan and it's literally, there you go. And it never works. You never see success with it. How has having someone to check in with through video calls and messaging helped you?
I mean, I think it's massive, right? You get someone who is actually holding you accountable to your words, to what you say you want. And so having that person to be like, hey, like I'm tracking your progress and I see that got X, or I'm tracking your progress and you're not exactly hitting the benchmarks that you should be hitting based on what you said you wanted, right? Accountability and praise are both, hand in hand. So I would say that's the key, is just having someone that's there to, again, praise you or to hold you accountable.
What's something that you learned from coaching that surprised you?
I think the thing that I've learned from coaching that surprised me is that at the end of the day, like, this isn't rocket science, meaning that, like, the way that you've explained how weight loss or building muscle works, it makes it seem like, again, it brings it down to earth, right? It makes it a little less mysterious, or, I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but it just makes it so that you understand that it's not hard to lose weight, gain muscle. When you have somebody who is knowledgeable in the field, who knows what they're talking about, who's willing to hold you accountable to those things, you just realize that it's not that hard. And I anticipated it being a lot harder than what it is, but at the end of the day, it really is not that hard. You just got to be consistent.
Yeah, 100%. So what would you say to someone who's on the fence about getting a coach?
If you're on the fence, you're not ready. Like, if you're on the fence about getting a coach, you're not ready, and that's fine. You just have to find that moment where you realize that you're ready to take it seriously, because a coach is not for you if you're not ready to take it seriously. Like, either you're ready to do the work, or you're not. And for me, like, I was that person who would say, like, I want this, but my actions show that I didn't. So when you get to that point where you are ready to take it seriously, where you're ready to invest, where you're ready to do the work that's required, that's when you hire a coach. Until then, save your money. You can cut that out if you want to, but
that's really good. That's the best answer I've had to that question before, and it's true. I completely agree with you. There's a lot of people that aren't a good fit for coaching because they're not quite there yet, or they jumped into it too soon. If you could sum up your experience in one sentence, what would the sentence be?
If I were to sum up my experience in 2 words, I would say life-changing.
What do you wish more people knew about getting started on a fitness journey?
I wish more people knew that the hardest part of the fitness journey is getting started. if you can just build consistency for a week and then 2 weeks and then 3 weeks, that's the hardest part. Once you get into a rhythm and you start to understand the nutrition and you start to understand the fitness aspect, the rest of that just becomes easy. And it's just repetition, right? It's just going to the gym every day. It's just eating right. It's just tracking your macros and your meals. So I wish people knew that the hardest part is just getting started. Get over that hump, and the rest of it is, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's easier. It gets easier.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, last question. What are you most looking forward to in the future?
This might be a vain answer, but six pack. That's really what I'm looking most forward to. That's the whole reason I'm doing all this, if I'm honest. Like, so now that's really it. If I'm straight with you.